So now, for your attraction, like you had mentioned earlier, working with some influencers, micro influencers, models, when engaging with those type of people to help grow your brand audience and your brand voice and generate your marketing, are there any tips that you would offer that you learned the hard way that somebody should know or avoid?
Yes, always sign a content form with the influencer what needs to be posted after they get a free service. Because it did happen to me millions of times, even with people who I used to know, and they're having some audience on the social media. They're coming in, you are my friend, please post 5 stories, do the reel. 1 month later, you don't see any signs, on their social media that they did receive the treatment. So always, keep it safe for you, sign the paperwork, something very light and, polite, but protect yourself and your time, because it's time for you, it's a waste of product, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's great advice. So yeah, let's go up into like a quick little wrap up round. I was curious if I could just kind of throw a couple things your way and see, like, if there was one piece of advice that you could give a med spa for improving the first visit experience, what would that be?
First time experience. You know what we usually do for the first timers? We usually always book a little bit extra time for this patient. We usually leave 15 or 20 minutes extra to have a simple human being conversation before you get started the treatment or a full consultation. So before someone comes in, we're always trying to have a small talk, asking where they're coming from, if they live nearby or they visiting. So, and it also gives you like guidance where to take this client, because you're not gonna, I don't want to call it a waste of time, but you're not gonna probably, trying to sell the package or, recommend them something a long term, especially if they don't stay nearby. You're gonna find a quick solution that's gonna make them happy. So it's always nice to have a little bit extra time for this very, very first visit to actually get to know the person and where they're coming from.
That is a great strategy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great strategy. What's the strategy that you think any practice could use that would instantly elevate their brand's perception?
Well, usually I don't want to call it a luxury approach. I just think it should be everywhere. Simple care if they're comfortable with you. Most of the times when you work in this field, months by months, you start reading and understand people better, and you kind of can tell and see with what kind of mood and energy they're coming in. If it's someone who doesn't want to, have a conversation, they want to fall asleep or they want to relax, or they're going to work during the session on their phone. It's also a very, very common thing that happens with us. I think as I'm going to repeat myself, as I said earlier, it's understand client and why they're here. Because a lot of times people come in not for a treatment, especially if we go back to building loyalty. A lot of the times your loyal client gonna come back not for the service, they're gonna come back for you. And it's very, very important to understand that.
I agree entirely. It makes me think of my barber. I go see him,
Yeah.
and we have the best conversations, like
Mhm.
life, deep, personal relations, like all of those things. And I get more than a haircut and my beard trimmed up when I go talk to him.
Yeah,
I walk away
100%.
feeling like I had a really great conversation and growth. Let's see what. How about, okay, just to tie this up, what is one investment that you've made, either in practice, service, strategy, operations? What's one investment that you think has delivered the highest ROI for you and your practice growth?